be back. You stay. Charles Dickens, as you probably know, created the original Tiny Tim, and only God could create the second one. We have the latter here tonight. Will you welcome Tiny Tim? Good to see you.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Cavett. It's a pleasure being on your show.
Yes, I'm sorry I didn't get to meet you during rehearsal. There was a terrific mob here watching you rehearse, and I couldn't get over here, and I didn't get to say hello.
Well, thanks for watching me rehearse.
Can I? You're welcome. Can I check a couple of rumors with you? There's several things that... one is that you give a trophy to a beautiful girl. Is this every year or whenever you feel like it, or how does that work?
Yes, well, I've been very fortunate to meet so many beautiful young angels, and ever since...
Angels?
And ever since 1963, I've been giving out trophies. I've given out 13 trophies since that year. Sometimes it's more than one a year. Sometimes it could be 2 or 3.
Oh, I see.
And, of course, you know, everything is in purity and with no strings attached. As everyone knows, I usually talk to them about their problems. We don't believe in any kissing or anything.
No kissing?
Until marriage. So I just want to get that straight. That everything is pure.
A lot of people just left in the balcony. No, I realize that you're serious about that.
Yeah, and not only that, Mr. Cavett, but I tell you honestly that it's such a thrill to sit there and to look at their beautiful faces, have a spiritual dream, and share the moment, whether it's a second, whether it's an hour, or whether it's the luxury of 2 days. It's really a thrill.
2 days of sitting there looking?
Well,
I know what you mean. I know you have. I know you're a terrific baseball fan, one of the most rabid baseball fans. And do you have, as a kid, did you want to be a player, or have you ever played the game, or is it you just like to watch it? And
I've always had the spirit to play the game, but apparently not the physical prowess. And I can honestly tell you that I always feel, however, that even when I'm on stage, even if I'm walking down the street, or even if I'm talking to this beautiful young angel, I feel that I'm behind the plate, either or behind the hockey nets, you know, in a clutch position.
Yeah, I saw where you're a hockey fan. A clutch position.
Yeah, everything in life really can relate to a baseball diamond or to a hockey net, because it doesn't matter whether you're a clerk or whether you're a messenger or someone in the lights. The point is that there's always pressureful moments. There's always a 3 and 2 count. And how you fare, whether you freeze up or come through, is really related to the rules of baseball or the rules of hockey.
Yes. I thought it was Thoreau who said that. You know, there are all kinds of rumors that you really take all this off, you know, and that you don't, that actually you're Alan Ludden in disguise or something. I mean, you must hear this all the time, and yet, as I see you now, you're absolutely, literally real, and I know that's no news to you, but. Do they jibe at you still or jeer at you sometimes and say, I get a haircut and all that?
Well, sometimes that happens. But, you know, of course, the good Lord thing, other Christ, he knows that's all that matters. But talking about baseball, what a thrill it is. Well, honestly, I just have to mention that Mr. Maury Wills came back to the Dodgers with Mr. Manny Mota in the greatest trade that ever happened since the Cox-Breacher Road deal in the 40s. And I can tell you right now that the 7th straight is only the beginning. I really believe they're going all the way this year. And they might, meet the Mets in the 3 out of 5 thing.
When you're on stage, when you talked about a clutch position, do you actually relate this to your work? I mean, suppose the audience, they all love you now, but in the days when you were coming up, if you were in bad trouble with an audience, I suppose you've had that experience. Did you picture yourself as a guy in a clutch or in a squeeze play?
One is always the most pressureful moments, at least in this situation when I'm under pressure, is when really a real pretty girl is there who I know. And she's in the audience, and that's really a real classical, real pressureful moment. The point is, what are you going to do? Are you going to freeze up? The only thing that any artist can do in a situation like that is to sing good to himself and let the chips fall where they may.
Right. Do you feel that, Mr. Preminger?
couldn't see much because his hair is like a curtain on the side. But I think he's right, you know. As a matter of fact, if we two could play baseball together, you know, or against each other, just the two of us, it'd be fun. Yeah, shall we try?
Oh, well, I tell you, I have a Ted
Don't
Williams
be embarrassed.
stance.
Yeah, but what?
A Ted Williams stance.
He has a Ted Williams stance.
Well, I don't know whose stance I have. I use my own.
I also know that you admire the astronauts, or was it that you would like to be one and or go along to the moon?
Well,
is it the moon you admire?
Well, not really an astronaut, Mr. Cavett. I've always been...
I'd slap his face if I were you.
It's nice.
Thank you, Mr. Furniture. Well, thank you.
I don't hide my face.
No, you can't.
Why?
Do the same to him sometimes.
I have always been fascinated with outer space and the mysteries of space, as well as the underground world and the strange mysteries of the Earth, going back way, way, way before the 50s. And I can honestly tell you that now, it's not an astronaut that I'd want to be. I'd love to, you know, to go to the planets and stay there and roam. Thank you. And I love to see what's on the planets. I love to see. I really believe that there's life on every planet, with the exception of the sun, and that's a maybe, because I can't see thousands and thousands of miles without anything living on it. And so definitely, I would love to go up there and see what's there.
Sure.
And to live there.
Do you have any kind of, say,
Shall
unfulfilled?
we leave now? He and I?
No, please stay. We have a few. Is there anything that you haven't? Any goal that you haven't fulfilled? I know you're very happy about your professional success.
Yes, well, basically, I love to sing message songs, the songs that were so predominant before 1925, which I've also done not only in parties, but in private cliches. You know, usually when I meet people in trouble, girls or guys, and they'll say, I said, don't run away from home, young woman. Stay with your mother, because you're always a baby to mother, doing it in the spirits of these old-time singers like Byron G. Harlan in 1902, Irving Kaufman, Arthur Fields. I wonder if I can do just one number here, which the audience has never seen before.
Sure. I think we would probably have to do it in the next segment, as we call it. But we have just a minute here, and then we have to go to commercial or something. But we'll talk. We can do it later. Is that right? Yeah. I'll tell you. When I was talking about when I was thinking about the future. Oh, we should do it now. Okay, stay with us. We'll be back. Why not? Here we are. We're talking about your future. I know you're very happy when you perform. Do you plan to continue as a performer 10, 20, 30 years from now? Or can you see yourself doing something else finally?
Well, I don't know what the future will hold, Mr. Cavett, but apparently, as long as I can sing these message songs, whether it's on 3rd Avenue or 5th Avenue, I'll be doing it.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
It's amazing, your success. I remember we used to see each other in the Village about 6 years ago when I was starting out doing an act, and I used to see you around. And suddenly now you have all this fame and everything, and I'm still grubbing around.
Well, I don't feel any different than I did 5 years ago. In fact, I even sang in the airplane a couple of days ago.
Did you?
Yeah. I just took out the ukulele and I sang for the stewardesses. So you just never know when a song comes along.
Yeah.
May I ask you for the telephone number of your singing teacher? I want to take lessons. I want to take lessons.
The best talents are untaught, Preminger.
Repeat this, please.
I don't know what I said.
You think he never took lessons?
Oh, sure. Well, I don't know if he took lessons or not. Let's find out when I get Ann Miller out here.
You mean I should just start to sing?
Oh, well, the good Lord bless me.
Dangerous.
The good Lord bless me.
Can't see Preminger warbling, can you? I must introduce Ann Miller, or we will get behind. Then we can all talk. Ann Miller, as you probably know her. She tapped her way to fame and fortune in a number of movies, never to be forgotten. Well, seldom to be forgotten, some of them. Tarnished Angel, Melody Ranch, True to the Army, and my favorite, Reveille with Beverly. She played Beverly, of course, in this. And she did about 30 other of the fun-filled musicals of that kind. And today she is at the Winter Garden in New York Theater. They always used to refer to her as having gorgeous gams, you know, in the press. And I understand that they really are, and they are on display at the Winter Garden in Mame, where critics are saying that she may possibly be the best mame of them all. And it's a pleasure to welcome Ann Miller here.